I thought I was only fixing her plating. Then the alien warrior noticed my touch. Repair Bay smelled of ozone and heated metal when Marcus first saw her limping through the entrance. She stood nearly 8 feet tall, her exoskeleton plates dulled by combat wear and scorched black in several places. The Vaulter warrior's 4 eyes blinked in sequence as she assessed the human facility with obvious skepticism. "You are the technician?" Her voice resonated through a translator disc embedded in her chest armor. Marcus set down his plasma welder and nodded. "That's right. Name's Marcus. Let me take a look at the damage." She moved closer, each step deliberate and pained. The left side of her torso showed extensive damage where 3 overlapping plates had been nearly torn away. Beneath the armor, he could see the silvery membrane that served as her species' true skin, intact but clearly stressed. "Battle with Creth Raiders," she explained. "They ambushed our patrol near the 3rd moon. I eliminated them, but not before taking damage." Marcus circled her slowly, examining the extent of the repairs needed. Most mechanics would simply weld new plates over the damaged areas and call it done. Quick, functional, but crude. He had learned long ago that proper repair work required understanding the being beneath the armor. "I'm going to need to remove these damaged sections completely," he said. "The underlying tissue looks strained. If I just patch over it, you'll have mobility issues." The warrior's eyes all focused on him simultaneously. "You would need to touch my skin directly. Only if you're comfortable with that. I can do a surface repair if you prefer." She was quiet for a long moment. Among her people, the membrane beneath their plating was considered deeply personal. It contained nerve clusters far more sensitive than human skin, and direct contact was typically reserved for medical emergencies or intimate bonds. "Proceed," she said finally. "I would rather be properly repaired than permanently impaired." Marcus began the delicate work of removing the damaged plates. Each piece had to be carefully cut away from the biological seals that held it in place. His hands moved with practiced precision, but also with something else: respect, care. He worked as though he were handling something precious rather than just another repair job. The warrior, who had given her name as Vera, watched his every movement. She had expected the human to be rough and hasty. Her own people's technicians worked with efficiency, but little gentleness. This was different. When his fingers first made contact with her exposed membrane to assess the stress points, Vera went completely still. The sensation was unlike anything she had experienced. Human hands were warmer than her species' touch, softer in texture. But more than that, there was an intentionality to how he worked. He wasn't just fixing broken equipment. He was healing an injury. "This area here has some micro-tears," Marcus said, his fingertips barely brushing across a section of membrane. "Nothing critical, but I'm going to apply a bonding agent before I attach the new plating. It'll help with the healing process." He retrieved a specialized gel from his workbench, one he had modified specifically for non-human physiology. As he applied it with careful, circular motions, Vera felt her combat instincts warring with an entirely different set of responses. Her people were warriors, bred and trained for conflict. They did not dwell on comfort or gentleness. Yet this human's touch provided both. "Your technique is unusual," she observed, her voice lower than before. Marcus smiled slightly, not looking up from his work. "I spent time studying xenobiology before I became a mechanic. Figured if I was going to fix people, I should understand how they're put together. Each species has different needs, different sensitivities. Most technicians do not care about such things." "Most technicians are missing the point," he replied. "You're not a ship or a machine. You're a living being wearing armor. There's a difference." He moved to the next damaged section, his movements remaining consistent in their careful precision. Vera found herself relaxing in ways she had not relaxed since before the battle. perhaps since before many battles. The constant state of alertness that defined her existence seemed to ease under the steady rhythm of his work. "How did you come to be stationed on this outpost?" she asked, surprising herself with the question. Warriors did not typically engage in casual conversation during repairs. Marcus began fitting a new plate, adjusting it carefully to align with her natural contours. "Wanted to go where I could do the most good. Out here on the frontier, you get every species in the galaxy coming through. Lots of opportunities to learn, to help. You see this as helping." "Of course. What else would it be?" Vera considered this. In her culture, service was duty. One served because it was required, because the collective demanded it. The concept of choosing to serve, of finding purpose in tending to others' needs, was foreign to her experience. Marcus finished securing the first new plate and moved to the second section of damage. This area was more extensive, requiring him to work for several minutes in direct contact with her membrane as he prepared the surface. His touch remained consistent, professional, yet somehow intimate in its attentiveness. "Does this hurt?" he asked at one point, probing gently around a particularly stressed area. "No," Vera said. Then, more quietly, "It feels different. Not painful. I do not have words for it. Good different or bad different?" She took a moment to process the question. "Good. Strange, but good." Marcus nodded, a small smile crossing his face. "That's the bonding agent working. It has a mild analgesic effect, plus it stimulates the local nerve clusters to promote healing. Should feel kind of warm and tingly." But Vera knew it was not just the bonding agent. She had been treated with similar compounds before by her own people's medics. This sensation was distinct from those experiences. It came from the way this human approached his task, the care embedded in each movement dot as Marcus worked on securing the second plate. Vera found herself studying him more closely. He was small by her standards, as all humans were. Fragile-looking, with none of the natural armor or enhanced strength her people possessed. Yet there was a different kind of strength in how he moved. A quiet confidence born from genuine skill and knowledge. "Your people are considered weak by many in the galaxy," she said, speaking a thought that would have remained unvoiced under normal circumstances. Marcus paused his work, looking up at her with curious eyes. "I've heard that before, yet you do not seem weak to me now." "Strength comes in different forms," he replied, returning his attention to the plating. "Your people are strong in combat. That's valuable. But humans, we've gotten good at other things. Building, fixing, understanding. Those have their own value." "Understanding?" Vera repeated the word as though tasting it. "Yeah, like right now. I understand that this repair isn't just about fixing your armor. You've been fighting for a long time, probably without much rest. Your body is under stress beyond just the battle damage. So I'm taking extra time, being more thorough, because fixing the armor right means also giving your body a chance to start recovering." No technician had ever spoken to Vera this way. No one had ever acknowledged that she was more than just a warrior requiring maintenance. The recognition of her as a complete being, someone with needs beyond the purely functional, struck something deep within her. "I appreciate this," she said, and the words felt inadequate for what she was trying to express. Marcus moved to the final damage section, the largest of the three. This one would require the most extensive work. As his hands made contact with her membrane again, Vera felt that same unexpected warmth, that sense of being truly seen and cared for. "Your culture," Marcus said as he worked. "Do your people have concepts of bonding through touch?" "We do," Vera admitted. "But such bonds are rare. Most interactions are functional, purposeful. Touch for the sake of comfort or connection is reserved for mating pairs or family units. And yet, you're letting me do this. You are providing medical care." "True," Marcus said. and she could hear the smile in his voice even without seeing his face. But I think we both know it's become more than that. Vera could not deny this truth. What had begun as a simple repair had evolved into something else entirely. This human's touch had awakened an awareness in her of needs she had long ignored. The need to be treated gently. The need to be understood as more than just a weapon. The need for genuine care. "When I finish this repair," Marcus said carefully, "you're going to be good as new, maybe better. The plating will be properly aligned, the membrane will heal cleanly, and you'll have full mobility. But I'm also going to recommend that you take at least 2 rest cycles before returning to duty. Warriors do not rest well. There are battles to fight. Warriors who don't. Rest don't survive to fight the battles that truly matter." He secured the final plate with a decisive click. There, all done. "How does it feel?" Vera moved experimentally, testing her range of motion. The repair was flawless. Better than flawless. She felt more balanced, more complete than she had in months of accumulated minor damage and hasty field repairs. "It feels perfect," she said. Marcus stepped back, admiring his work with professional satisfaction. "Good. Remember what I said about rest. Your body needs time to fully integrate these repairs." Vera regarded the small human for a moment. In her long career as a warrior, she had been repaired.